patience. Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever felt like you're stuck in a season of waiting, wondering if what you're going through is just random misfortune or part of a bigger plan? Today, I want to remind you of something powerful. God is preparing you for greater. Yes, even in the midst of your struggles, setbacks, and uncertainties, there is a divine purpose unfolding in your life. When life hits you with setbacks and delays, it's easy to feel like you're lost, forgotten, or even abandoned. You look around, see others moving ahead, and wonder, why not me? But what if I told you that the very seasons of stagnation and hardship are not signs of failure or abandonment, but are actually part of a divine process of preparation? I want you to understand today that trusting the process is one of the most powerful acts of faith you can ever embrace. God is not in the business of wasting time. Every moment you're waiting, every tear that falls in the silence of the night is being used to shape you, mold you, and prepare you for what's to come. Think about it. If you're a diamond, you don't become a diamond by sitting comfortably in the jewelry box. No, you go through intense pressure, immense heat, and relentless shaping. That's what life's challenges are for us. Pressure and heat that reveal your true brilliance. When you're going through a difficult season, it's easy to feel like you're being broken, that perhaps you've been forsaken or forgotten. But I want you to see it differently. You are being broken open so that what's inside of you, your strength, your faith, your resilience, can come forth in full brilliance. God's divine process often feels slow. It's not always on our timetable. Sometimes we are eager to move forward, to reach the next level, to see the fruit of our labor. And yet, there's a divine delay. That delay is not denial, it's divine preparation. Just as a seed must stay buried in the ground before it can sprout and grow, so too, your life requires times of hidden development. During these seasons, God is working behind the scenes, cultivating traits in you that you cannot see yet. Patience, perseverance, humility, trust. These qualities are the foundation on which your future is built. Without them, the blessings would be too much for you to handle. So, remember, what feels like a standstill is actually a setup for something greater. When you face setbacks, it's easy to question, did I miss God? Did I do something wrong? But I want to tell you, setbacks are not signs of failure. They are signs that you're on the right path, just not on the path you expected. Sometimes you have to take a few steps back to get a better view of where you're headed. Sometimes you need to be rerouted because what God has planned for you is bigger than what you can see right now. Trust that every closed door, every disappointment, and every delay is a part of His master plan to prepare you for the next level. The process is often uncomfortable. Growth never happens in comfort zones. It's in those moments of discomfort that your character is being tested and strengthened. You are being stretched beyond what you thought was possible. Your faith is being stretched. Your patience is being stretched. Even your understanding of who you are is being expanded. It's not pleasant, but it's necessary. When you feel like giving up, remember that seeds don't grow into trees overnight. It takes time, consistent nurturing, and patience. You're in that season now. Nurture yourself with hope, with faith, and with perseverance. Trust that the process is working, even when you can't see it. Now let's shift to the second point, recognizing that God's timing is perfect. It's one of the most difficult lessons to learn, especially when you're eager for change, hungry for success, or desperate for relief. But if you can learn to trust His timing, you will find peace in the waiting. You see, human beings tend to measure time by our clocks, our calendars, and our deadlines. We get impatient because we want what we want when we want it. But divine timing is different. It operates on a whole different frequency. It's not about rushing or forcing things to happen. It's about trusting that when the moment is right, everything will align perfectly. Think about a farmer who plants seeds in the ground. They don't rush the harvest. They understand that the seed needs time to grow, to develop roots, to sprout, and to mature. If they dig up the seed too early, they risk destroying what's inside. Sometimes we're tempted to rush our own growth, to force things to happen before their time, but that's when we risk damaging what's being cultivated inside us. Patience is not passive, it's active trust. It's actively believing that God's timing is perfect even when the clock says otherwise. The truth is, God's delays are often His way of protecting us from what we're not ready for. He's building capacity in us, faith, resilience, wisdom, endurance that prepares us to handle the greater blessings He has in store. If He were to bless us prematurely, we might not be able to sustain or fully appreciate what's coming. So, those moments of waiting are actually divine guardrails, preserving us, preparing us, positioning us for what's next. The key is to embrace these seasons with faith, knowing that what's ahead is worth the wait. Many people give up just before the breakthrough because they don't understand that timing is divine. They get discouraged, lose hope, and start to believe that God has forgotten them. But I want to encourage you, don't be swayed by what you see or feel in the moment. Instead, hold on to what you know to be true, that God's timing is perfect, and He is always working behind the scenes, orchestrating every detail for your good. When the right time comes, everything will come together in divine harmony, and you will see that the wait was necessary for the fullness of your blessings. Trusting the process and trusting His timing require a deep, unwavering faith. It's about believing even when you don't see anything happening on the surface. It's about knowing that behind every closed door and every silent season, there's a divine purpose unfolding that you may not understand right now. It's trusting that the same God who created the universe is working in your life, aligning circumstances, opening doors, and preparing you for what's greater. So, as you continue on this journey, remember that every delay is a divine setup. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Every season of waiting is a season of preparation. Keep your faith alive, keep your hope alive, and keep trusting that God's timing is perfect. The process is not just about getting somewhere. It's about becoming someone capable of handling the greater blessings, the greater purpose, and the greater impact that awaits you. Your season of preparation is not in vain. It's the foundation for what's to come. When life throws hardship your way, it's tempting to see pain as an enemy, something to be avoided at all costs. But what if I told you that pain isn't the enemy at all? It's a teacher, a catalyst, a necessary part of your growth. We often try to escape pain, to numb it, to bury it beneath distractions, but what if we shifted our perspective? What if we saw hardship as a gift, an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient? Because that's what hardship does. It pushes us beyond our limits, forcing us to confront ourselves in ways we never would otherwise. Pain in its rawest form reveals what's inside of us. It shows us our true strength, our weaknesses, and what we need to work on. It exposes our faith, our doubts, our fears, and our hopes. When we embrace pain as part of the process, we stop resisting it and start learning from it. We realize that pain is not punishment, it's preparation. It's a sign that something inside us is being stirred, awakened, and refined. Just like a blacksmith heats metal to forge a sword, life's hardships heat us up so that we can be shaped into something sharper, more resilient. The fire doesn't destroy us, it refines us. There's a truth that many overlook. Growth is often uncomfortable. It's in the uncomfortable seasons that we develop endurance. Endurance isn't simply about surviving. We're talking about thriving through adversity. It's about developing an unshakable faith that no matter what comes your way, you will stand strong. When you're in the middle of a storm, it's hard to see any purpose in the chaos, but storms are not here to destroy you. They're here to develop you. They are the proving grounds where your character is tested and fortified. Every trial you face is a building block for your future, a stepping stone toward the greater purpose God has for your life. Sometimes hardship manifests as disappointment, heartbreak, or betrayal. It's easy to feel like these experiences are failures or signs that you've been forsaken. But what if they are simply part of a larger story? A story where your character is being built, your faith is being stretched, and your resilience is being strengthened. When you encounter disappointment, remember that it's not the end of your story. It's a chapter that prepares you for the next. It's a chapter that teaches you lessons you couldn't learn without going through the fire. You see, the greatest stories are written in the midst of adversity, and your story is no different. Growth through hardship also means understanding that setbacks are not setbacks at all. They are setups. Sometimes life will take you down a path you didn't plan or expect. You might stumble, fall, or feel like you're losing your footing. But those moments are opportunities to recalibrate. They're moments to pause, reflect, and gather strength for the next move. When you experience a setback, don't see it as defeat. Instead, see it as a divine redirection. God is shifting you into the right position, the right mindset, and the right season. Sometimes, what looks like a step back is actually a step closer to where you're meant to be. It's important to realize that growth is a process, not an event. You don't wake up one day and suddenly become the person you're meant to be. It takes time, effort, and a lot of patience. Growth is like a seed buried underground. It's silent, unseen, but full of potential. When the time is right, it will sprout and flourish. But until then, it needs water, sunlight, and time. You are that seed. You are growing even when you don't see it. You are developing roots that will stabilize you in future storms. You're strengthening your faith muscles, your patience muscles, your resilience muscles. And when you emerge, you'll be unrecognizable from the person you once were. Resilience isn't just about bouncing back. It's about bouncing forward. It's about using what you've been through as fuel to propel you into your next season. Resilience is the secret weapon that separates those who give up from those who go up. When you develop resilience, you learn to see obstacles not as dead ends, but as detours. You learn to view setbacks as setups for a comeback. You realize that the pain you're experiencing now is temporary, but the strength you gain from it will last a lifetime. When you understand that growth comes through pain, it redefines how you approach every trial. You stop asking, "Why me?" and start asking, "What is this teaching me?" You see setbacks as opportunities for growth, not evidence of failure. You realize that the pain is refining your character, strengthening your faith, and preparing you for what's next. Growth through hardship is not about avoiding pain. It's about learning to walk through it with grace, courage, and unwavering faith, because on the other side of pain is power, purpose, and a deeper understanding of who you are and whose you are. Now, let's talk about purpose in pain, because it's one thing to go through hardship, but it's another to see it as part of your divine purpose. Every difficulty, every heartbreak, every disappointment has a reason behind it. Sometimes we go through pain so that we can help someone else. Sometimes, so we go through hardship so that we can be better equipped for the greater assignment ahead. Sometimes, the pain is a cue that we're about to step into something bigger than ourselves. When you start viewing pain through the lens of purpose, it shifts from being a curse to being a gift. It becomes a sign that you're on the brink of something extraordinary. Growth through hardship also teaches humility. The more we endure, the more we realize that we are not in control, God is. Our plans and desires are secondary to His divine purpose. When we surrender to that truth, we find peace in the chaos. We realize that every setback is an invitation to trust, and every pain is a chance to rely more fully on Him. Our scars become badges of honor, evidence that we've been through battles and come out stronger. Our wounds become stories of victory, testimonies of what God has brought us through. Resilience, growth, and purpose are intertwined in the tapestry of your journey. They form the foundation of a life that refuses to be defeated by hardship, but is strengthened by it. The truth is, you're not just surviving your struggles, you're thriving because of them. Every tear shed, every challenge faced, every moment of despair is cultivating a strength inside you that can't be shaken. You're becoming the person who not only endures, but empowers others because of what you've been through. You're being shaped into a vessel capable of carrying greater influence, greater blessings, and greater purpose. So, keep going, keep pushing forward even when it's hard. Keep trusting that every pain, every setback, every hardship is part of your divine growth story. You're not just going through something, you're growing through something. And that growth is preparing you for the greatness that awaits. Your resilience is being built. Your purpose is unfolding, and your season of growth is just beginning. Your story is still being written, and every chapter is preparing you for what's next. When you look at your life, at the dreams you hold, the goals you chase, and the obstacles that seem to stand in your way, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. Sometimes, the road ahead feels like an endless climb, and you wonder if the effort is worth it. But I need you to understand this. Your purpose is bigger than your circumstances. Your dreams are bigger than the obstacles you face. And the truth is, you were created with a divine purpose that is worth every sacrifice, every struggle, and every sleepless night. You are not here by accident, you are here by divine design. And everything you're walking through right now is shaping you into the person equipped to fulfill that purpose. The journey to purpose isn't always glamorous. It's often messy, unpredictable, and filled with detours. But every twist and turn is part of a greater plan. Sometimes the delay, the disappointment, or the heartbreak is what pushes you into a deeper understanding of who you are and what you're called to do. You see, purpose isn't just about what you do. It's about who you become along the way. It's about developing the character, resilience, and faith required to handle the weight of your destiny. If you want to walk fully in your calling, you have to be willing to go through the process of becoming. Many people give up on their purpose because they get distracted by the pursuit of superficial success or immediate gratification. They look at others who seem to have arrived, and they compare their behind the scenes struggles to someone else's highlight reel. But what you see on social media or in the stories of others is never the full picture. The true victory comes in the unseen moments, the hours of hard work, the sacrifices, the tears and the silent prayers. Purpose is cultivated in those quiet moments when nobody is watching. It's in the discipline of showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about persevering when the world says you should give up. Your purpose is a seed planted deep within you, and it requires patience, nurture, and faith to grow. Sometimes you'll feel like giving up because the process is uncomfortable. But I want you to remember that the greatest victories are born in the most uncomfortable seasons. The seed doesn't grow into a mighty tree overnight. It takes time, consistent watering, and the right environment. Your faith is the water, your perseverance is the sunlight, and your hope is the fertile soil. Keep tending to that seed, even when you can't yet see the growth. Your breakthrough is in the soil of your persistence. The moment you realize that your purpose is not just about your personal success, but about making an impact on the lives of others, everything shifts. When you understand that your life is a vessel for something greater, you stop settling for less. You start walking with intention, knowing that your journey has a divine purpose to serve others, inspire change, and leave a legacy. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to prepare for what's next. Purpose is not a destination. It's a continuous journey of becoming who you're meant to be. Living on purpose requires a mindset that refuses to settle for mediocrity. It's about waking up every day with a renewed sense of determination, knowing that your life has a purpose that is worth fighting for. It's about aligning your actions with your destiny, even when the path is difficult. Purpose isn't about avoiding pain. It's about using pain as a catalyst for growth. It's about trusting that every setback is a setup for a comeback, and every disappointment is a divine redirection. When you embrace your purpose fully, you understand that your life is a story that is still being written, and you hold the pen. Sometimes you will face opposition. Sometimes people will doubt you, criticize you, or try to discourage you. That's part of the process. When you're walking into your purpose, not everyone will celebrate your progress, and that's okay. The only validation you need is from the one who created you. When he calls you, no one can disqualify you. Your purpose is uniquely yours, and it's waiting for you to step into it with confidence. You don't have to be perfect. You only have to be willing. Willing to show up, willing to keep going, willing to trust the process, even when it's hard. Remember that purpose is an ongoing journey, not a one-time event. You are constantly evolving, learning, and growing into the person who can carry the weight of your calling. Sometimes that means shedding old mindsets, releasing toxic relationships, or changing your environment. Growth requires change, and change can be uncomfortable, but the discomfort is temporary, and the rewards are eternal. Purpose is calling you to become more than you are right now. It's calling you to rise above your circumstances, to break through barriers, and to leave a mark on the world that no one can erase. You've been equipped with everything you need to fulfill your purpose, your skills, your talents, your experiences. All of these are part of the divine blueprint for your life. Trust that the Creator who designed you also provided everything necessary for you to succeed. When doubts creep in, remind yourself that your purpose is bigger than your fears, bigger than your circumstances. It's rooted in divine promise, and it's waiting for you to claim it. You are not here by chance. You are here by divine appointment, and your purpose is waiting to be fulfilled. Living with purpose means living intentionally. It means waking up each day with a sense of purpose-driven urgency, knowing that your life is a gift that must be stewarded well. It's about making choices that align with your divine destiny, even when it's inconvenient or uncomfortable. Purpose is about impact, about leaving a legacy that outlives you. It's about waking up every day with a renewed commitment to be the best version of yourself, knowing that your growth, your persistence, and your faith are all part of a greater plan. Your purpose is calling, and it's time to answer with boldness, with faith, and with a relentless pursuit of the life you were created to live.